What's the different look here as they lock it in?
And this Graves has been Wave's most played champion, is up to 5 now at the moment, so potentially we see him go back towards like the Trundle. Maybe he wants to try and go towards something like the Lee Sin as well, but I don't know, we gotta wait and see. The Aphelios is locked in.
I know you missed something. There was a bit of a bouncer there, Dagda. The audience won't get it, but there is a bin very far away. And I don't like tripping on bottles here, so when I drink a bottle of water, I go for a toss, and I just did a triple bouncer, and it went into a big paper basket, so that's great. But more importantly, let's look at the draft here, because in Game 2, we're just going to swap junglers around, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Lee Sin coming in here. He'll be looking to bounce a few people around anyway in these team fights with the Dragon Kicks and see what he's capable of. Looking over at RNG side, though, I mean, we could just see them go towards something like the Callista. That's still open and available, and it's the other go-to when the Ezreal and your Aphelios is gone.
Callista, yeah. It's kind of nice to see Callista because we know what Callista does. We know what a mid-game's like, and then we know what a late game's like, right? It's very easy to telegraph a good Callista and a bad Callista. And Betty, we've seen this before, and especially with Ming, the partnership of Callista and Nautilus has been really strong in this region.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. You've got this long-range guaranteed engage with the depth charge, which you can then follow up with the Fate's Call. And Nautilus, the champion that provides the most amount of CC in this game, well, Callista loves that because she gets to pop a whole bunch of spears into you and then pull Rems. We'll be looking up against the Thresh for the Aphelios though, so nice little bit of safety here for the Aphelios with the Lanterns, but also going to be looking to try and keep Ming honest on what has been his most played champion. Also
Xiaoxi on a playmaking support yet again, that's to be noted. On the Hook champions, Hook City includes Nautilus, includes Thresh, and Blitzcrank. Xiaoxi's been in Hook City for years now.
The big thing here, though, is because you've got the Aphelios and you're up against the Callista and the Nautilus, Xiaoxi would now have to stay down in this bottom lane to keep Wink safe. So this opportunity for eStars to go with this fully installed and 3-man death squad of Wei, Finfin, and Xiaoxi won't happen, just like it didn't happen in the last game. And we saw the success that RNG were able to find in those early to mid-game skirmishes as a result of Xiaoxi being kept away.
You can see why they want to get rid of these, roaming, I guess, death squad mid laners. You get rid of the Twisted Fate, you get rid of the LeBlanc. Let's not influence the bottom lane any more than it can be in the 2 versus 2. Galio's going to be part of that with RNG banning it away, and no Fun Karma for game number 2.
I'm curious to see what we get out of RNG here. There's potential here for Xiaohu to go back towards the Orianna, which is kind of come up as a nice blind pick mid, especially when like LeBlanc, Twisted Fate, Galio, Karma, you've so many of these champions already taken off the board, and I think having something that can at least help engage and kind of be that big late game tool for them here could work out quite well.
Just thinking, because over in the LEC, I think we've seen a bit of Malphite in the LEC.
I've seen a little bit. There's a lot of picks that have come out in the LEC, like the Volley Bear that I really would have wanted to see here.
You know why? You know why LPL doesn't like it? Because they still think it's trash. And you know what? Yeah. Even in 10-12, I don't care about the changes. There are better picks.
Honestly, I wanted to see something like a Hecarim or something along these lines come in, but whatever. I mean, the Mordekaiser does well too. Again, just having AP damage against this Wukong because the passive stacks armor makes sense. And now you're looking at a team here that does very well off of those 2 items. So RNG, when we looking to hit this early to mid game super hard when they do get towards these dragon fights and some of the skirmishes in towards Rift Herald, but eStar looking to round out their composition here, and
that's a crying pick.
That is very much a crying pick, and something that still can battle super well against this RNG style so far, where you've got great follow-up on Xiaobai's engage, and you've got a really strong mid-game that you can answer for against Orange.
But this looks like the old eStar. This is kind of what made them big and started bustling them into the playoff position. When Cryan was on this roster, it'd be about Rumble, who can push out and look towards that, the E-bullies you keep talking about. They can roaming Death Squad, I guess part of the FPX style. It's very much a blast from the past, and seeing Finfin on it could be a good sign of life.
Especially if he's able to push out and then go and do what Cryan did, go for these dives and top in and bottom and try and get out of this lane. That was something that was really missing from eStars in the last game. Now, it is a little bit of a struggle against the Zoe. She controls that wave super effectively, but if you've got this opportunity where maybe she's backed and you've got a moment of respite here as Rumble, you can be sure Finfin is going to be trying to get out and roam, try and get these lanes ahead for him.
Up against a Zoe. Well, I was going to say, when we saw the Kalista Naught, it seems like there's a bit of a timer on top of RNG, but we've got a Zoe, we've got a Graves, we've got a Mordecai. There's a bit of balance here for the composition of Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, look, certainly the early and mid game for eStar is going to, or sorry, for RNG is going to be stronger than eStar's. Kalista spikes super hard off of one item, same with Zoe with this Luden's Echo, and then paired as well alongside of Graves, and even the Mordekaiser can do reasonably well once he has that ultimate up and available. So I think when you want the Aphelios to scale slightly later, it will give a little bit of a dampener to eStar's time, but still if they can position correctly in these early fights, there's no reason why, with this Wukong having hit level 6 and that super strong equalizer across that, they can't just win out the fights off that 1-2 punch.
You know what I want, Dagda? I just want blood. I want my LPL. Game 1 was too slow for my liking. We're here to kill, right? And RNG, they're not a slow team, but as we talked about in spring, their mid-game was quite slow. Now, we come under the rift at 45 seconds. We normally do this, where we kind of miss out what's happening with the ward there. Let's have a one-on-one, says Way. Fin, flash over. You won't, you're scared. Whoa! Okay, New. That was a... I'm not sure he needed to flash there, but he pays respect.
Oh, what is going on there?
I don't know. Look at his skin.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Look at the Colonel. Look at that bias from the Colonel. I have never seen a graph like that. It's not even straight.
I'm not even sure if the Colonel really knows what's going on. He's been super biased in a couple of our games here, but still, we'll have to see now if RNG are able to run away with this game like he expects. I think having Flash burned on New now will definitely make it a little bit of a less even matchup, because you're going to be able to have Way punish that on the top side. You can see he's starting towards his red buff, so the opportunity here to go from red Raptors up towards that top side, and especially when New, with the way you want to trade against Shellby in the early stages, you tend to push the wave. There is a chance here that Way can look to punish as the wave is starting to crash in towards the tower.
Top side of the moment is going to be the same clear here for Way that we saw from Xiaolongbao in Game 1. Single target camps, then work his way back up, it feels well. Xiaolongbao is starting towards red bottom side. That'll give him a nice path towards top, where he should be spotted out, because you can see on the blue buff, there's actually a ward there from eStar. Anything take your fancy here? We've got a Nimbus cloak on Zoe, which is just the standard, you know.
It's actually been kind of funny to see the boots of footwork there, because... hang on. No, but seeing the free boots there, because I've been looking at a few Zoes and they have been taking that Hextech Flash to just see if they can get some of the funny business that happens, where you can throw your Q, Hextech Flash, then go super far with those paddle stars.
Yeah.
But, I actually haven't seen anyone use it when they have taken it, so I'm glad Xiaohu is going for the more realistic one of just getting a couple of boots, and meaning he doesn't have to invest that 300 gold in them.
I know, he'll feel pretty happy. Xiaohu on carries again. The topic is RNG have lost one of their veterans. If you didn't hear, which I think you'd be living under a rock, but Uzi retiring was big news. And Betty already filled his shoes in spring. A good AD carry who I think was done hard because he just wasn't as good as Uzi, and that's anyone at the moment, maybe bar Jackie Love.
That's the thing. I mean, you're never going to be able to replace Uzi, right? Especially in the fans' eyes and definitely on Summoner's Rift, because that guy was one in... I mean, what's the population of the world right now? Because he's the only guy really that can beat Uzi. He was so incredibly talented.
Because he was, if you're just talking about Uzi, what was he, 21 when he started League of Legends? No, younger than that.
15. He was 15
okay,
when he
sorry.
made
When I'm talking about his debut in LPL.
He was 15. He made Worlds in his first year.
Was he that young?
Yeah, he was
I
that
thought
young.
He was a little bit older.
No, he was 15
he's
years old.
28 now, isn't he? Hang on, Trench Line's going to come through. Well, maybe I'm just the old man. As Ignite's going to be put on down. It's heal burnt as well. That's a big win for RNG's bottom lane for only the Ignite. We're going to look this up.
Yeah, so that's what made Uzi so special, was that he came in super, super young. He then made Worlds in his very first year, joined the LPL in 2013. And
I know, because I've been a nerd who's been sitting in the library of LPL for a year and a half now. That's a good hook by himself. Oh, Ming almost died. That was sick. As speaking of sick, New, without a flash, is pretty sick of jungle attention. And if Xiaobai survives, which he does, that's first blood coming over. Xiaolongbao in a great position, though, as he's cornered them off against the turret. End of the line, wants this Wukong, but blocked nicely by Wei. Smoke screen down, but Xiaolongbao can't finish the kill, but maybe Xiaohu can. He's got a Chilling Smite. He's got
Can't
Flash.
spot them. Oh.
Needs to come in now. Chilling Smite to get the damage plus the passive and Ignite. Xiaohu with the trade. Teleport being used because FunFun is here, but so is Xiaolongbao and you. I'm not sure, but now I am. This is interesting.
Yeah, you're not going to lose out too much for FunFun on that roam, but TP's burnt back by both top laners. They'll get towards this top lane, but it's all said and done. You still get a 1-for-1 trade.
He's
so
23.
You're pretty happy.
He's only 23. That's
Yeah.
right. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, I thought he was 28 because that's when people
That's me.
retire in League of
I know
Legends.
I'm as good as Uzi, but I'm 28.
I mean, he's only 23.
Yeah.
That is kind of insane when you think about it, right?
Mm.
And you're right. He went to Worlds 15, 16.
15 years old,
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's 15 when he started. I'm not sure when his birthday is.
Because imagine going to World your first year, like 2013,
Yeah.
and then making finals,
Yeah.
and then doing it again the next year. That's pure
on
insanity.
another one. But Xiaobai going to take it and obliterate there. This is where Nu is definitely going to start winning out in this top lane matchup. You can see working towards the Bramble Vest as well to just nullify that healing that comes in off of the Wukong passive. But RNG, fun.
Oh, good dodge away though. Fancy footwork as the emote goes up as well. You didn't see that, the thumbs up.
So well played by FunFun, and of course from Wei as well, to at least interact with the way RNG wants to play, because they were trying to punish not having the flash available for Mordekaiser. They do get one, but eStar are able to turn that around pretty well. So now we're looking at Wei getting in towards this mid lane, no flash on towards Xiaohu, but looking to just instead give the opportunity for FunFun to push in here, back away, get his first purchase, because he still hasn't done so.
How active has this game been though in
know.
comparison to the first one? We're going to keep ourselves on our toes a little bit because Wei is just trying to be everywhere at the moment while also having a massive lead in the jungle. You look at the farm difference here right now as Dragon's being aggroed.
FunFun still hasn't backed. He's sitting on a door and shield, so
Yeah.
if you end up fighting here as RNG, you can just use that damage advantage that comes out of
There's
Xiao.
Dark Passage with the death sentence, and Ming has been caught on out. eStars. This early lead continues while Xiaolongbao is hoping for a steal with Xiaohu by his side. Bubble lands, but away RNG go. First dragon of the game goes to eStar. We roll into Cloud, and this is a much better start here on the red-sided team.
Big mistake from Ming there, just walking straight in, and Xiaohu now.
Doesn't seem like there's any kill threat at the moment, looking to just maybe find the wave and go from there.
Yeah, it's now FunFun finally getting that back off that we were talking about, so he will be able to pick up a pretty decent portion of items here.
He can't. With Xiao, he goes back a little bit. You see FunFun move back in the map, but Xiaohu, as we look towards the bottom side, Dredgeline flushed away from by Xiaoxi. And recalling in the mid lane finally was FunFun, who gets a blasting one and gets the Sork shoes at the same time. Plus a refillable potion. It's nice.
Nice back there for FunFun. But we'll have to see how much damage he can really do when we get towards his Rift Herald, because he will have that Rumble ultimate just about coming back up as long as he starts to delay a little bit. Xiaoxi now off of this back is looking to stay here to protect Wing so he can then roam towards the Rift Herald play as well.
Death Realm top side, I told you there's a lot of action. That's only the clone, as Xiaobai in a solo situation's not great, but Xiaolongbao comes for a bit of support, and away he will go without using Cyclone or Flash. So good to hold on to his summoners while Wei starts this one up.
Yeah, I mean, this should be eStars as well. You can already see Xiaoxi with such a quick back timing because they shoved in that wave fully. Wing's safe here as well to just collect that wave. And if you end up double committing here with Betty and Ming towards this Rift Herald, which they won't now that they're going to hear the scream of it dying, well then you can just have Wink go very aggressive on the bottom lane.
Xiao will probably just stick around, pick up his blue buff, and then continue to try and push out this wave. Note the blasting one and the lost chapter. Xiaohu heading towards that Luden's Echo most likely first with Wei in the top side, helping shove out the wave. Cat goes out, but no Rift Herald as of yet.
You see though, Xiaobai is committed pretty heavily to trying to beat out this lane. The double Dorans, longsword, he'll probably sell these off now, but still it's just a case of, okay, a bit of gold invested to just try and survive this lane a little bit better.
Oh, we got a Trinity Force Wukong. That's great. I'm sick of Black Cleaver Wukong. I don't care the situation. I just like seeing the gumption of our top laners saying, I'm going to get Trinity Force.
I like the Triforce, I do agree. What I don't like is him not going Tiamat first, because one of the big things with Wukong is that you struggle to actually clear out waves, and you really need to be able to do that against Mordekaiser.
Dagda, what do you see here? Another blue buff going to Xiaohu is it's stolen away. RNG getting small wins across the map. And right now that matters because Xiaolongbao, remember, is the level behind and 20 CS behind. If Xiaohu keeps snowballing like this, and RNG have a chance to play through that mid laner. You talked about how the comps work, Dagda. That could be beneficial.
And that's why right now RNG are playing so heavily down towards this bottom side. They realize that Wei is going to want to put that gold with the Rift Herald into Wink. So as long as you've got Xiaolongbao playing down towards this bottom side, you also got Xiaohu teetering down towards here. It becomes a lot more difficult for eStar to make a play happen and get that gold into Wink.
Wink wasn't able to deny the turret plate going down, but the turret plate gold. Oh no! Okay, old F4. GG go next. At that point, you'd be so tilted. You just go to game 3, I reckon. Are we doing this again? Death Realm is available, and that was very close. Despite that, Xiaohu goes back, picks up a Luden's Echo first, while Funfun still doesn't have his first item, even despite the kill. CS discrepancy through mid. Top even, but jungle as well. That's where a lot of the gold lead's coming from for Wei, who's now towards the bottom side.
And Funfun is just shoved in mid lane, so this is where they're going to make that big play we were talking about.
A lot of damage already coming through with the BF sword. Wink does take one turret shot, but it might not matter. Here it comes, all against the wall, and this Wombo is harsh. The Fate's Call used, but Chelsea over ambitious. In the end, Betty goes down, but that trade was messier than expected. A great dodge from the Sonic Wave from Ming. They have to flash and commit Wink, who picks up the kill. But somehow, RNG get the kill first.
RNG are trading though, so I mean, yes, you get one kill back, you're getting these turret plates in mid. The tower should go down on bottom lane though, which will give a slight advantage to eStar, but it's a decent enough turnaround from RNG to at least get some stuff back in their favor.
But when all's said and done, first turret blood will go over to eStar here. They're already about 2k gold ahead, and Xiaolongbao is looking.
There's 20 seconds on the Dragon, they want to catch Wei in transition.
Can he kill this Lee Sin? Well, with challenging smite and the damage that's through. Almost. A nice safeguard away as Xiaohu's going to be spotted out by Xiaoxi as well. Battlestar, the hook lands, and this could be the play that ends all as barriers in there as well. Ming is over the wall, but without a flash to fully commit alongside Xiaohu. You mentioned the Dragon. Dagda, here it is.
Funfun overheated there in that trade, so wasn't actually able to deal the damage he wanted to Xiaohu, so RNG got decent damage back into Xiaoxi. Wei was forced to back as well. Dragon will go to RNG side, but look at Funfun once again. He's looking to make plays on this top side when RNG are making stuff happen on the bottom side.
Well, he's feeling hot, you know. We don't have a hot pot, but we do have the hot.
Just got pure spice.
Pure spice. What have you, while being here, have you had full-on hot pot yet?
I haven't had the super spicy one yet. I've had like medium spice, and that was like pretty up there.
We got taken out to Heidi Lau, which was cool. You know, that was like a medium spice. Yeah. Actually, I don't think it was that hot, to be quite honest. As
put me on show here, man. Come on.
The what is it? It's Chongqing hot pot, and then Sichuan. I'm sorry, I'm butchering my Chinese.
Look, I butchered the English language, so don't even get me started on Chinese.
Is it Hunan food that I think so? Because we had Hunan.
Yeah, we had Hunan food. So that's
the
fragrant spice. That's not the num spice.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, that was the ribs we got. They were really good.
I should know more. Sichuan and Chongqing, but I know they're kind of they're almost the same.
And then we got the Chengdu food as well, which is that num spice.
Yes, thank you so much. Chengdu food can be quite spicy. You can get Chengdu hot pot, which is actually quite interesting too. We've been opened up to the world yet again, just for anyone who's wondering why we're going out to restaurants. Everything's kind of back to normal here. And it feels pretty good. As, look, just to give you a bit of interaction with this game, Wink has been called out. Depth charge, and Aphelios can't survive that one, but he does a bit of damage on his return. The flash play will secure Betty's death as well. 2-2 as now the engagement shot by the collateral damage to get out. But eStars have positional advantage up top with Rift Herald coming in less than a minute.
I'm not sure if they'll be able to get too much now, though, because you do have Xiaobai, though. Look at Xiaohu. You need to get out of there, but yeah, he'll walk away. He's not going to get caught out. But yeah, I mean, they can shove in this mid lane now. You've still got this combo between Xiaobai and Funfun here for when that Rift Herald does spawn. But Wei trying to go aggressive in the jungle here. Xiaoxi waiting in the wings.
Hasn't been spotted out. Blue buff stolen away by Wei. Xiaobai has to look on in awe, and that's Xiaohu's blue, so that's kind of influential as the most fed member of the team.
Surprised to see Xiaoxi backing right now. I thought you'd have eStar just turn directly towards this Rift Herald and see if they can make the play while you've got the ultimate of the Graves down and maybe make something happen there, but
Xiaohu has taken a lot of damage. That equalizer was horrid, though, from FunFun. Big shutdown to Betty, and that advantage that they just found may have just gone.
that is completely gone off of that play. Also, not a fan of the Morello's first here for FunFun, but he's not going to hit his ultimate anyway, so I suppose it doesn't really matter how much damage he has. So now eStar have started up on this Rift Tower, at least spotting out to see if RNG were on it, but RNG not willing to commit to this yet. Not entirely sure why they don't want to. I think it would be great to at least steal that one away, but a bit worried about potentially Xiaobai and Winx engage.
Like the Bramble Vest here first for New. It's going to work out in the engage where the almost Trinity Force Wukong with a level advantage takes a bit of damage himself. Xiaoxi's now roamed on up. That Rift Herald's still sitting there, and of course seeing the support here means that eStars is getting close to it, or not.
And I criticize Xiaobai here for not going team at first, but he's been able to do a good job of keeping New off of his tower, and now has been accelerated towards that Triforce, so not quite being able to finish it off yet, but at least now he'll pick it up further, which means, or sooner rather than later, which means that now when he gets those team fights, having that Triforce completed a little bit earlier means they can use this spike and at least answer for the likes of this Kalista and this Zoe from RNG.
It is kind of interesting RNG's move here with the Rift Herald going on down. Xiaohu's going to have free access towards this bottom side turret. Blue buff going to be taken. Jungle camps to be traded off as well. Note that Challenbar has caught up to the lead for, against Wei, bar the kills, which add a lot more gold to be desired by the Graves. Well, Xiaohu gets solo turret gold, and he's also got close to 50 CS advantage over FunFun.
So this tower going down for RNG is actually pretty crucial because you're lacking a good bit of wave clear unless you want to invest a lot of these ultimates from FunFun or Xiaobai as well. So what you're looking at instead is that RNG have the opportunity with Zoe and with New to push these waves aggressively on the side lanes and then try and collapse in towards the mid. Rift Herald is going to come down here in the mid lane though, just before this dragon spawns to give the opportunity for eStar to get control of this dragon.
We've got 35 seconds till that comes through. I was going to ask you something because it's 333 gold to complete your Trinity Force from the 3 components to the item itself. He's got double Doran's Blade.
Yeah, you can sell.
I feel like you sell them both, right?
For the Dorans if you want to.
I don't know. Just get the Trinity Force before the fight.
I think at this stage at least sell one, but maybe not.
Okay, well look, he went back anyway. He reset, but in time, Xiaoxi's going to die. So for eStar, they've just lost their support, caught out in a strange position. 7 seconds from Dragon.
Felt like a missed timing with a lot of things there from eStar. So not only with Xiaoxi's positioning, but the Rift Tower going down with so long left until that Infernal Dragon was up. I mean, you're not creating real pressure there, and they don't even get vision control down to stop RNG moving in here. So I'm not sure what happened there from eStar's point of view.
Infernal Soul building for Zoe Kalista. That's what you need to know here. Secured by RNG, timer goes back up. We've got Baron spawning in 2.5, and at this point, I want all the audience to focus on a couple of things. New, heading towards the Leandri's Torment first, as per usual. The second item almost complete for Xiaohu, who's level 12 to FunFun's 11. That CS discrepancy is building as well, so Xiaohu's playing a very controlled game of League of Legends. And so is Xiaobai, now with the Trinity Force and the ability to split push with Wei alongside him. More gold back in the pocket of eStar here, back to 1k gold, please.
And when eStar are the team that have that scaling advantage on their side just from the AD carry position, they can do a lot of work here. Now, we'll be evened out a little bit because you've got Xiaolong Bao here on this Graves who can do a decent amount, but honestly, I'm still giving in favor of Aphelios, especially when he gets the right guns. So eStar keeping this even, and we're ahead in the early portion of the game, so I'm happy with at least the way eStar are playing this, and it is on RNG to try and make some magic happen, or they do run the risk of Wink getting way out of control.
But I do feel like FunFun's ultis, being crucial in this game, especially when we start looking at more objectives, right? FunFun doesn't get a good ulti down, it's up to Xiaobai to follow up. It's how these ultimates connect and how everything comes together for eStar. Curiosity. For me especially, is 2 items on the Lee Sin, to speak of him. Also, first item still sitting there for FunFun. We haven't been looking at him much, and we've only seen 1 ulti this game.
He wasn't great either.
Well, sorry, there was 2. One was to pretty much clear the wave, but yeah, the other one used in a bit of a lull sense. 2 items for the Aphelios as well. Why? I wait until Aphelios gets banned again. He gets let through every draft.
Think about how obnoxious Felios is, right?
Versus the priority.
And the fact is that Varus is being banned more often tells you how bad Varus is right now.
Yeah. That's also true as Trouble Bubble. They're going to zone off Wink. He has to take the Dark Passage. That's from Xiaohu. They defend the turret.
Ming not able to connect with the Nautilus hooks. And I mean, Ming hasn't been having the best of games so far today. He's been missing out a little few hooks here and there, but now eStar looking to make a play for themselves. Wait.
I think he wanted the Sonic Wave flank. They're going to spot him out. The Raptors got in the way at the right time. Gotta find some new words for in the way. You know, we've got way and we've got way. And I keep saying in the way. Or this new top laner. New.
Look, we can catch up later and I can weigh in on this one. Either way here, I'm looking at RNG, who are happy to just kind of sit in mid. We've gone towards this A ramp for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, because on both sides, you can shove it into these turrets pretty effectively and then try and create a man advantage mid to crack open this turret. But it feels like both teams just trying to feel it out and see if maybe they can poke something in. But I'm not the biggest fan. You can just create pressure side here, like we now see with Xiaobai on the bot side.
Xiao in the top lane at least brings over Funfun, who has to react to the wave. Scoreboard's going down, Dagda. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get excited for something. What are we waiting for?
The wave clear. Let's go. Where's the
Yeah,
obliterate?
we need the minions on the screen. Let's go. This turret was going to go down, and they're like, put down the scoreboard. Let's see the full destruction, and there it is. It's back. Also, QSS for Xiaobai. Nice little pickup, considering he's going against News Mordekaiser.
The only thing is, if Xiaobai is going to commit to this split push, I really do want to see him pick up that Tiamat at some point. Your split push is pretty negligible. The E only hits onto 3 different creeps, so you're not exactly pushing particularly quickly, so you are heavily reliant on your auto attacks. I mean, I know he's trying to get in towards team fights. That's the way eStar's combos work, right? But still, it does give you options and can create some side lane pressure for them.
This is the part where you get scared to be Wink. I would also recommend a QSS for Wink. He's heading towards Death Dance as his 3rd item. But with Trouble Bubbles, with New, there is so much you want to be able to cleanse away.
So with this Dragon event spawn, RNG definitely going to be the ones trying to win this fight. They're behind when it comes to the AD carry items, which really sucks as a Kalista, but I still think if they can get some decent poke down with Xiaohu, as we're looking for right now, they should be able to win out in the fight.
Over the wall, the Gravitum with the ultimate burnt by Wink. The equalizer's okay. Does burn the flash out of Xiaohu. As Xiaobai, sneaky monkey.
There isn't any wards there to spot him out, so he could get in here pretty much scot-free.
Until this one, the box is laid down, in comes, into the wall, Xiaohu's caught on out, the key member of RNG down. He spins once again, and Xiaobai's done a great job, but now they have to take down the rest. New has pulled in way into the death realm, while a death sentence from Xiaoxi nails down this fight. RNG are in the dumpster after that one.
And eStar can just turn straight towards this Baron. A fantastic fight with Xiaobai sneaking his way into the right position, and now they can do the double deed. Get the Dragon, get the Baron, although as I say that, looks like they're not committing any members to this Dragon, so Xiaolongbao will solo that out.
Teleport's going to be coming through.
I think they do not want to let this Baron go, because our Dragon go, because it is so point for this team.
Xiaolongbao spotted out. Xiaobai, will he just go over the wall? Nope. How can he? Back onto Dragon, pulled on out. This is a slow Baron. As Xiaolongbao wants to steal.
They should probably let this reset. I don't know maybe if they'll have the time, but you still have Smite here. They need to kill Xiaolongbao.
He's over the wall. The Dark Passage is there, poking around. The Smite goes down. That was messy. Teleport's coming in. Now Xiaobai's just trying to burst it down. He'll secure the Dragon, but the rest of RNG are here for Xiaoxi, who has no way of getting out of this. So it'll be the trading kill, taking a Baron buff away, but still way worth for eStar.
Yeah, if they tried to back there after taking the Baron, they would have been too late to get it. They don't want to put RNG on sole points, and they just want to make sure that they're picking up enough of their advantages. But this team fight here was fantastic. Xiaobai sneaking in. Nowhere for Xiaohu to run after that flash was already burnt. And yes, you've got the death round from New onto Wave, but it doesn't matter. This team fight is heavily in favor of eStar, especially Wink sitting on 3 items now. 2.5 in this fight. He's still monstrous.
Way over the wall. New couldn't touch him. Really nicely done. Good to see eStar's recovering from You know, game one that was so back and forth. And would have been heartbreaking to kind of take that loss in the end. eStars are 6,000 gold up here at 24 minutes. They have the Baron buff. And Colonel, he's taken us to the Waterland. What's a good water park you grew up with?
I'm in Ireland. We don't have water parks.
Okay. I'm in Australia. I have beaches. I don't think... Well, actually, no.
We have beaches.
Wet and Wild. All you Aussies out there, Colonel's taking us to Wet and Wild. Enjoy. I just realized I was going to say Australia doesn't have wet parks. I'm like, its foundation of some tourism is built on wet parks.
Ireland is just wet. That's all we have. We don't have parks for it. You just walk inside and you're wet.
For someone who can't swim, I'm in a country that's really built around water. You know? Australia is surrounded by water, and I literally can't swim.
I've been tossed into the water since I was like a child, thanks to my dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you swim at that point when you were thrown in?
Yes.
Oh,
he's big into windsurfing and kite surfing, so he wanted to teach me the second to...
Your dad's a windsurfer.
My dad's well, he gave up windsurfing. He's a kite
What a
surfer
stud. What an absolute stud. How old's your old man?
54, 53.
More of us. Is he
Still
listening to this right now?
I don't know, potentially.
Okay,
the mom does like to have it on back at home, so
All
potentially.
Right. What time is it there right now?
There's 7 hours behind, so what, 20 to...
It's a good time to watch some League of Legends.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my ma and pa might be watching this. Shout out to you guys. Love you guys, but it is almost
Also, for
11
anyone
o'clock.
else, Happy Father's Day as of yesterday to all the fathers out there.
Australian Father's Day is September 6th. We're kind of back to front. Is that hook again? Xiaoxi been landing everyone. We're back to game state with, that dredge line into the depth charge. Wave's been knocked on up, but there's no follow-up from RNG. Look at where New is. He doesn't want to commit to this fight. RNG might just lose his turret and move back.
It will be out. It's still a very nice hook from Ming. I didn't expect that thing to hit, but here you go. One more auto. Bop.
Yeah.
We'll finish off the tower. And however, look at the side lanes. So eStar haven't really got those waves in check, but they don't care.
All right. Well, Wave's dead. Xiaohu actually over the wall, almost dies himself. And that just feels like it's going to be the game. Forward they go. The fight underneath the turret might not even need to happen. The AoE from the 3-item Aphelios and Wink seems to be enough at this point.
No more Baron buff though, so they're not able to crack it. The wave clear is too strong at the moment from RNG, so eStars will have to come back and fight another day. They need to get these side lanes in order, because unfortunately, with the pressure here from RNG, all they have to do is defend mid and not worry about anything else.
So damn hard. Equalizer comes down again. Not the greatest, but it does zone them to the right way, and Xiaoxi set up for success. The Moonlight Vigil ulties into New and Ming. They get burnt down, and the turret does go down, but no inhibitor yet. RNG managed to defend successfully, but note there's a Baron in 2 minutes. The Infernal is coming up in 1 minute 15 as well.
We'll put both these teams on soul point as well. So eStars have enough time to back away, get in towards this river, and might see a rinse and repeat here of eStars getting these nice engages that have been really just a bane for RNG in trying to set up Betty and set up Xiaohu in these fights.
You can see the player caps on eStar as well there. Super, super energetic, looking pretty happy. I was also going to point out that we've seen this really cool combo from Wei and Xiaobai. Wei will kick, and immediately Xiaobai will ulti. So as you're getting kicked, you just go up instead.
And they did it earlier on with Xiaoxi's hook as well, where
Yeah.
right as the hook was coming out, Wei just boots the enemy. You end up with the hook as well. It's just these nice little things that Wei is doing. But this is why this guy's been so strong in this team. He's 18% of this team's damage. He's the highest.
Oi! But they found Wink. Hang on. Depth charge is their Fate's call. They want to dive this. They want everything onto Wink. The damage is enough in the end, but this time the equalizer to zone them off. 4 versus 5 until eStar lose. No one. It's Betty who goes down at the end. I'm sorry to bait you in, folks. Absolutely debated. Yu's left by himself. This game is still done. Yu doing a lot of damage. Fun has enough himself. Everyone drops. eStar have 3 to run it down mid.
They already have a wave, though, is the only thing. So you can have Xiaobai try and clear it out here. But look, they realize we're not going to be able to do too much. Xiaobai instead will just look to try and get the inhibitor as Wei finishes off this dragon. But everything in the kitchen sink toss that Wink, and it means that when that fight does kick off, there's just nothing left to take down the rest of eStar.
At the very least, eStar will still get that inhibitor that they deserve before. They're still 10k gold up here at 29 minutes in the game. And it requires many more miracles like that from RNG where they do get out alive, where they can translate that pick into something where they can find their way back into this game. But It's looking still very unlikely. Baron's up in 15 seconds. Everyone up from eStar. Slow resets coming through from New as we look at Ming flashing over again.
And this is why Death Stance has become such an important item on these AD carries, because with everything being tossed at him, you can see how long it actually takes to kill him. And it means that then you've got the opportunity here for eStars to collapse, and so much used to try and kill this Aphelios means that there's just nothing when eStar do eventually get here. Now we need to go back because, as you said, Baron is up and available. Not having some of these key flashes up for eStars actually makes it a little bit more difficult for them to find these engages, like with Xiaobai. But crucially as well, you're looking at the carries on RNG also not having their flashes available. So if you can have Xiaobai get into a position, or even Fun with these big slows on the ultimate, there is the potential here for eStar to find the team fight that they want.
To put this one away, RNG, they're trying to encroach on their territory right now. Xiaohu has been sending it out left, right, and center.
Looking at Xiaobai, he has 7 kills right now. He is huge on this Wukong. Triforce, Death Stance, now working up, it looks like, Steric's Gauge as well. Like, this guy is going to be massive in these team fights.
Xiaobai started off early as not sure what was going to land here. Over the wall. Can never be too cautious. RNG get a bit of priority mid, but look at him again. He said he's 7-0 and 5. He'll be spotted out by wall. I don't think he cares. He's just going to wait here, and it's... Is it Pavlov's box? What's the scientific experiment? Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat, yeah. Schrodinger's monkey. He's here and not there at all points in time.
Yeah, that's right. Both considered alive and not alive. It's probably not the best example, but I'll take it.
It's been RNG in this game, right? They were alive in game number 1. Now they look dead in game number 2, and eStars are running away with this. A 10,000 gold lead for the eStar boys, and they're going to be pretty happy with the way that this game has gone so far.
It'll be hard for RNG to stop this Baron. It's already taken down. New comes in for the flank onto 2. Xiaoxi and Wink together while Ming is in a bad position. The equalizer zones them off, and spinning to win is Xiaobai as Betty tries to kite his way back. A great rend. RNG have actually picked up 2. New is still alive. Wink has 1,000,001 shurikens, and of course he gets that kill. While for RNG, kiting their way through this territory might be okay. It's 3 versus 3 for a team that is so far behind. A trade like that, unexpected.
Still Baron onto eStar though, and they can look to put pressure on this top lane turret. Xiaohu's backing, but look at the health bar. So if Xiaohu is able to connect with one of these paddle stars, he can kill Fun or Wave. Now the Wink's healing is coming through, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
You need to land a Miracle Trouble Bubble. The inhibitor will be the only thing taken here today. Betty to defend. Game goes on. Interesting here from eStars, able to break 2 inhibitors. Kind of like RNG in game 1, where slowly but surely the base was getting broken. And we had a crazy turn of events. But this was a crazy turn of events where Hughes took up time.
Yeah, he got onto Xiaoxi trying to see if he could keep him out and maybe get the opportunity for anyone from RNG to get into the backline, but Betty trying very hard to carry these fights. He does have a lot of damage. That Death Stance means that he's able to play pretty far forward and doesn't have to worry too much about some of it. You even see there a nice dodging of the E's coming through from the Rumble, but unfortunately hasn't been enough.
We're looking towards that Death Stance play of the Ruin King to heal him back up for those fights as well. We're getting towards the Infernal Salt for eStar. 1:10, and if anything will seal the deal, you have to think it'll be that.
So Mercurial Scimitar was picked up for half a second there for Betty. He's gone over towards the Bloodthirster, going full in on this damage, and still sitting with that stopwatch as well. So there is this opportunity now for Betty, if he can survive this burst from eStars, to carry this fight. But it does rely on Wink going down first because he's got his own GA complete.
Meanwhile, Xiaohu takes a heavy chunk of damage just from Wink as the Death Sentence lands on the Xiaolong Bao. The turret broken, the base in shambles. I was going to say in shatters, but that kind of works as well. Yep, Wink is doing a lot of damage. Almost full build here on the Aphelios. Inhibitor number 3 going to go down. eStar, however, are not committing to the base just yet, letting the minions channel in. They need a pick, and then they can keep rolling forward.
And it feels like New isn't really able to do too much against this squad, because maybe if you can get Xiaobai when he goes for the big engage, but unfortunately this is the problem with Mordekaiser. If you haven't got some way of enabling him, you're not getting onto Wink. Fun's still dealing a heap of damage, and this Mordekaiser isn't able to 1v1 Xiaobai, so will go down in the Death Realm if he ends up trying to pull this monkey out of the fight.
But Infernal Soul is going to be picked up here, because RNG can't leave their base. So Infernal Soul, Elder coming up. Baron in 3 minutes as the buff does expire. And it does still just feel like that slow burn, but we're going to have a long night, Dagda. We've got 29 kills, at least more blood in this game, but still longer games coming through. RNG eStar holding up to what we thought about them in spring.
They certainly are. And eStar is still finding these nice fights, getting into a position where they can look to finish out this game. But we have to see now how they try and address the Baron that is going to be in 2.5 minutes. But I don't even know if we get there, to be honest, because you're looking at 2 inhibitors down. A third is going to be in the eyes of eStar, and there is a potential here that you end up catching out a member of RNG, and that could just be the close of the game.
I'm going to do the math with crit chance. Are we near 100%? We're very close. For Wink.
Was it 25, 20? Yeah.
With 75 as Fate's call. Oh, a 2-man knockup. RNG in their own base get another 2-man knockup. Betty starts hitting away. Golden is Fun as the 80 carry that you need to stay alive is getting hit down. The equalizer great, but into the backline Shalpai is there. Wei finds himself his first death. Second, rather. As eStar is still continuing this one. New pulls them back in. Into the backline. Into GA. Fun low as well. I'm not sure how, but eStar... Nope, they haven't lost the fight. No, forget it. Aphelios is going to get this as well. I don't know what's happening, but game over because Aphelios exists.
Betty's alive. Betty can still fight this.
They're low.
Oh my god.
No. Okay, he picks up one. Wink versus Betty. Who do you believe in?
And fight. Do it. Nah, you got the level advantage going over for Wink. Betty's not going to be having a fun time in a 1v1 against an Aphelios, so this is looking pretty doomed.
Fun is just hitting on the edge. Wink does a bit of damage. Betty heals it up. First turret goes down. I think Wink's just going to ignore him at this point. The equalizer laid down bare with BT, with the healing. Yeah, the thumbs are up. All I can say is lol. Game 3. Yep, eStar should have won that a while ago. And it was close from RNG, but I don't know. I don't know what you say about that one.
It was very close there at the end, especially in that last fight. I know we had the respawn coming in on the Aphelios, but still, I think you might have been able to finish him off if you got a few more of those obliterates down, but unfortunately not quite able to do so. So it will be eStar who pushes to a game number 3, and honestly, fair